Can you play the next video?
أهلين بس نجرب التقنية ذي الذكاء الاصطناعي الفريدة هذه. ما زال شهر يوتيوب أفريقيا وهو اليوم الثاني. بقي اليوم الثالث باجر. خلينا نشوف وش نقدر نترجم معها صوت.
Did you know your favorite MC can speak Arabic? Yes.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yawa.
Come on, Oscar, give us this phrase in Arabic like you just did.
Wow.
My microphone is bad.
Sorry? Unfortunately not yet. There's no traditional languages yet on the app.
But we're going to tell you why it can still be really handy just now.
Okay, cool. And now I'm handing back to you, Alex.
Sweet. All right, guys. So that question was actually so on beat because we do want to just chat about how this can impact what you guys are doing from a strategic perspective. And this is really where we kind of wrap up this AI section. So why AI is cooler than making just your processes efficient is really because you are able to open up the doors to reaching a worldwide audience. I mean, how crazy is that? In what world can you take something that you've created and translate it into any other language that any other continent can understand? So, global reach, it's now on the table. Accessibility, making sure that content is accessible for people who don't speak your native language. And you also create a space for more enhanced engagement because you are connecting with people basically in their native language, which is super great. And here we wrap up our AI section, and I'd like to welcome Twala from YouTube, who is going to tell us a little bit more about multi-language audio on YouTube. Perfect segue.
Thank you. Super cool. How interesting is that with all of the AI, one, what's possible, and two, imagine I could sound like I speak a different language in just a matter of minutes. I wish. So, my name is Paula, I'm Strategic Partner Manager working at YouTube. If you were here yesterday, we have already met. If today's your first day, it's really nice to meet you. So, you've understood the power of AI, you've been inspired, you've gotten some practical tools. If you do the work, so imagine you filmed your film, you filmed it first in your original language, translated it to whatever language you have imagined or desired. You now have the opportunity to make use of multi-language audio. So from my side, what I'll be talking about is what this looks like from a practical perspective on YouTube. You heard on the panel this idea of reaching an international audience, making a little bit more money from that, understanding the RPM and all that kind of stuff. And so these are the practical steps of what you need to do. So multi-language audio, if you haven't heard about it, allows for you to have a global reach. One video, multiple audios. So you don't have to do extra work when it comes to filming it again or casting someone that speaks a particular language, but you do have the opportunity to reach a whole lot more people. Another interesting thing about it is that it is very much win-win. So from the user perspective, if I am a native Arabic speaker, like the example that you saw there, in general, when I'm on my computer, when I log into YouTube, I've already selected Arabic. When your video is displayed to me and I click on it, it'll automatically play in the language that I've already selected. And if I decide to change it, or if you have one video and you've got 4 different languages, I can just click and select the language that works best for me. Of course, we've done some research. I wanted to share some quick stats with you of what we found. And what we've seen is that when it comes to viewers, on average, as things stand today, over 2 million hours of dubbed videos are already being watched on YouTube. Prior to multi-language audio being launched, some creators, like I know yesterday we discussed Mr. Beast's strategy. Him, for example, he had 2 different channels, one in English, one in Spanish, different teams for both, extra work, obviously having to pay more people. And so we have been able to do the research and see that one, if you're making good content, if you're telling good stories, having it in multiple languages, people are keen to watch it and you're able to reach people. Another thing that you want to think about is the viewer experience, right? So as I mentioned before, because usually we give you all the tips of like, do this, do that, but you might be thinking to yourself, what does this look like if someone is watching my content, right? So the entire process will remain the same. They see your thumbnail, they see your title, and they click on it. The video starts playing, it just happens that the audio is in a different language, and that's automatically adjusted to the actual user. And if they want to change the language, you can see in the example here, they would just click on the left or right hand side and then select the language that they want. If you have multiple languages, as is used in the example, you can then see that they scroll through to say, do I want Russian, do I want English? And they have that option. I'm going to move on here, and this is just a fun fact from the beta testing. So this data is coming from partners that actually use multi-language audio and didn't have multiple channels. And what we can already see is that over 15% of their watch time, which we spoke about yesterday as it relates to the algorithm, is actually coming from dubbed videos. So that's what the experience is like from a user perspective. The question then is, as a creator, as somebody actually uploading these pictures or these videos, what is the process like for you, right? So that's what we'll cover in the next bit. When it comes to how you actually upload it, you've done your videos. You dub it in post-production. So now that the entire story is complete, you know the audio, you know the storyline, follow the tips that Raisa and Alex shared, dub your video. When it comes to uploading it onto YouTube, that's where things are just a little bit different than what we usually have. If I can just move on to the next slide, you'll be able to see that during your upload flow, as you upload your video, you'll be asked there if you would like to add another language, right? And so this is now the opportunity where this audio that you've created is now being uploaded. Keep it in mind, it's the same video, just multiple different languages. And then of course, if you've done all of that work, you might as well optimize, right? Like I mentioned before, if I'm looking at YouTube and my default language is Arabic, for example, I'm seeing everything in Arabic, right? And so you want to think about that too when it comes to the next step. Translating your titles and your descriptions. And that's just on the next slide that you'll see here, is that you've put the different audios in. You want to make sure that if my audio, for example, is in English, Arabic, and Russian, that I upload then titles in English, Arabic, and Russian. So that for that viewer, as they're being presented your video, it's being received in a language that they already understand, and that experience is so much smoother. You can also do the same when it comes to your subtitles and that kind of stuff. I hope I've covered everything, and I hope you're super excited for multi-language audio, and I'm keen to try it. That's it for me for now. Look like we do have time for a Q&A. Let me bring back onto the stage Alex as well as Raisa, and then I actually can't see that far, so Oscar's going to have to help me see if we have any questions in the audience, and we'll cover everything that we discussed when it comes to multi-language audio. We'll also cover anything as it relates to AI. We're back. Any questions? Let's see. Oh, there's someone here. I can't see you. You're not too far.
Okay, I'll take some of the questions. Let me have the gentleman. Okay, you're already standing.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Abba Enjoyment of Enjoyment Knowledge TV. I didn't quite get your explanation very well in respect of the multi-language and the AI. Usually what we do there is make our films, upload it directly on YouTube.